Second and final day of competition continues here at the 2024 Arnold Strongman Classic, and the Dinnie Stones await the competitors here in event number 3 of 5. Thanks for joining us, everybody. I'm Sean Woodland with Dr. Bill Crawford and Jerry Pritchett. We talked about it earlier today. We have 2 separate battles going on, one for the top spot and one for the final spot in the overall standings, and this event is going to have a lot to say about who winds up where.
I got a feeling we're going to see what we saw with the women. It's going to be just a stir. We're going to have some shocking performances, like not going that far and turning it on and getting a big performance out of this.
Well, here are the overall standings coming into the event. Only 1 point separates Hafthor Bjornsson and Mitchell Hooper for first place. But then Evan Singleton right now is trying to hold off a whole host of guys gunning for that third and final spot on the podium. Event description, it's pretty simple. You got to pick up those historic Dinnie Stones and you got to walk them as far as you can. You only can drop them twice during your effort.
And to repick them is just unbelievable. Think about it. There's almost 100 pounds difference between them as well. 319 and 415, over 730 pounds of stone on the rings in your hands. And just what the women showed, you've got to really just hang on.
But what are the keys to success here? What are the keys to the event here?
Just mental toughness is one of the biggest ones. I mean, grip strength comes into play, but you have to be mentally tough to get through this. This is a battle. Mm-hmm. Just watch Angelica here. That was mental toughness that got her through that.
And also just you hang on, you keep breathing, and you fight through that pain.
Yep.
Well, the world of strongman unfortunately lost an icon last year. David Webster passed away last October at the age of 95.
David Webster was a giant in strength sports. He started the Highland Games World Championships and was on the ground floor of starting strongman as a sport. World's strongest man, also helped start the Arnold Strongman Classic, wrote over 40 books, but he knew everybody. The depth of who he is as a person, the historian, he knew all the facts, but the main thing that he did is he helped the community of strongman stay together, and strength athletics in general, weightlifting coach, coaching an Olympian. He's just, everything about David Webster was about strength. And he knew all the people, and he knew everything about strength, but the main thing, again, he just pulled everybody together. Order of the British Empire, with the Queen, but he was never above everybody. He was always a gentleman and kind to every single person he was around. That was the best part about David. He's a great human being as well as a pioneer and an icon in our sport.
He will be missed. David Webster passing away at the age of 95 last October. Shift our attention back to the competition. Your order of competitors for the men, they'll go in reverse order of the overall standings. Maxime Boudreau listed to go first, but we did not see him compete in the frame carry yesterday. He had an injury, so don't know if he officially withdrew or not, but he is in the starting order here. And then Hafthor Bjornsson and Mitchell Hooper will be the last 2 men to go. Joining us here on the set is the woman who just absolutely smashed that last event, Angelica Jardine. Angelica, when you first got your hands on those things and got them off the ground, what were you feeling as far as what you're going to be able to accomplish in that event?
I told myself, actually I got advice from the great Gabby Dixon, who has wonderful grip strength. Before her, I asked her, what's your advice on those grip events? And she goes, well, you sort of just got to forget you have hands. And I took that advice early. I put it up, and I was like, all right, I don't have hands. Let's just go.
You absolutely crushed that. You dominated. I love the performance. I love you come out with the Chi-Hu, show your culture. I love it. It was amazing.
Definitely.
Well, the Polynesians we were talking about have a great stone lifting tradition, so you showed that out. That's great. Congratulations.
Love it.
Thank you.
Love it.
What's been your experience like so far here, the first time on this stage?
I feel like I'm still trying to get out of the fangirling stage. Being in a backstage with the greats like Thor and Hooper, and trying not to be and starstruck. But overall, I think the crowd has gave me the ability to push myself more than I expected. And having those people cheer you on, it means so much to us.
Yeah.
I just want them to know that thank you so much. And the people back at home, thank you. it just brings out more than I'd ever expected.
So that crowd noise just kept building and building, and they were in a frenzy, and the whole crowd was standing.
Oh, they were on their feet.
You had to feel that.
Yeah, this crowd definitely raises your level once you're here.
Definitely.
But that was amazing. But you've put your name with those greats now. You set the mark to beat on this event now.
Yeah.
And for standings, you just went.
Yeah.
I mean, getting an event win is massive.
Yeah, you just shook things up a bunch.
That was a win enough just to get an Arnold's event win on my first time here. It's like, all right, my job is done.
You got a couple more events. We expect a lot out of you. Sorry.
A couple more events, and you're still very much in contention for the spot on the podium here. You have, mentally now, how do you stay in the game to make sure you do what you need to do over these final two events?
I think just keeping in the zone, and I always try to keep myself humble and know that anything can happen. Everyone has so many different strengths, and all I can do is do the best that I can do, and make sure that I don't walk away with any regrets. That I, take all the risks that I wanted to take.
Well, not to put any added pressure on you, but right now you are in 5th place overall. So there you go. It's within reach. So good luck the rest of the way, Angelica. Thank you so much for joining us. Thanks for putting on a great show for not only us, but the people here.
Yeah, you definitely left it all out there. That was amazing.
I'm sorry. I've just been told you're now in 3rd. So.
Oh, wow.
You've absolutely put yourself in this
go.
race now.
Yeah.
All righty. Well, let's try to stay in it.
So you focus on this next event, okay?
Let's go.
Best of luck the rest of the way, Angelica. Thank you so much. Well, we just saw Oscar Kieliszkowski really struggle with those Dinnie stones. Wasn't able to move them really much at all, and that'll bring up Tom Evans. How about that, Angelica in 3rd place?
Oh, I know. It's that really shot her. I mean, the event wins are so huge, and we talk about that. I mean, when you really want to make a bunch of points, slide yourself in the standings, win one of the events.
Well, and you get that huge shuffle like that when you see someone get maximum points that was kind of at the back, and then those top competitors not, they come in, towards the back. Then you get that big shuffle because she gained all those points that she needed, and she put herself back in this race now.
It's going to be a big stir here.
Here goes.
I mean, just
Tom
lifting
Evans.
these stones is an amazing
Tom, let's
feat.
go. Let's see it.
Over 730 pounds of stone.
Go, Tom.
And these are actually the replicas, the Dinnie stone replicas.
Remember yesterday on the frame, Tom was grabbing that bicep forearm.
Yeah.
Got it wrapped up and sleeve until it's still bothering him. That's probably really going to be a problem when you get into the stones, lifting in the axle.
Evans clearly not 100% right now. He came in 9th place overall with 7 points.
Yeah, I'm sure he's pretty disappointed how things are going for him because he had a lot of anticipation. He did so well the last couple of events.
It's tough to battle out what he could there.
But he got a few feet. There'll be some athletes that might not get that much as well. So
Joining
you
us
want
now,
to get some
Magnus
distance.
Magnus, thanks so much for being here.
Thank
Again,
you.
I mean, we just had Angelica on. I know we're watching the men right now, but I mean, how impressive was what we just saw from the women with those Jack stones?
Well, it's like I said yesterday. I can't get over how strong they are, how good they are, and seriously impressive. And they just come. You make things heavier from last year, and they still come and they perform.
Keep raising their level.
Absolutely.
I mean, how many 600-plus pound deadlifts did we have yesterday from the women? That was impressive.
6.
Yeah.
Crazy.
I mean, Angelica, 91 feet, 8 inches, made the turn, and then, there was a time there where it looked like she might even get one full lap done.
Yeah, I'd been curious what she'd have got if she just kept going, didn't have to do the turn.
Yeah.
But she was cruising.
So the story I know you've told many times, Magnus, you're talking about the farmer's daughter who lifted the Husafell stone. What a woman!
That must have been some woman,
Yeah, I think that's where we are today.
Well, Alexei Novikov is going to be the next man out. Right now, 8th place overall, a 6th and a 7th yesterday.
He's really good at a partial lift, so this will probably work out pretty well for him.
Well, he has 11 points, but he's only 4 back of Singleton for 3rd. So Novikov still very much alive.
Again, a good effort here. The next two events should be good for him. He could put himself, back in contention.
Yeah, Novikov is a athlete that you can never count out.
No, absolutely not.
You know, he has the knack to bring it out when it's needed.
But then, you know, another thing is just simply we don't know, you know, what's his track record with these stones. Or with almost all the athletes.
Still unknown. There's only a few guys that we know that have done these. So yeah, we're a little unknown. A few of these guys like Novikov. I mean, as long as he's feeling good with his grip, that's what he was kind of worried about yesterday on the frame. I think he's a good deadlifter. He should carry this pretty well.
I think that is because he had that surgery on his arm.
Yeah.
And he was worried about that a bit. But
there you go.
Very methodical.
Keep moving.
Just going to hang on. There you go. He'll pass him.
Good pace. Try not to
10
upset
feet.
him.
Keep moving. Hang on. Hang on.
It's his first drop. Now he's got 10 seconds to pick him up again.
Seriously heavy. Unbelievable.
He's wasting a lot of time here getting these things situated. He's got to hurry, does Novikov.
That's it.
It's not going to happen.
Wow.
well, that's a bit of a surprise.
Yeah.
Well, we keep talking about it. This is an unknown event, and it's a very, very, very difficult event. So we're just going to, it'll stir up. I want to see one of the athletes that we haven't really been talking about have a tremendous event with this. Just to kind of put a little more. More jockeying inside of the points.
Well, like we just saw Angelica with the women. That was a huge shakeup. We didn't know what she was going to do. We weren't talking about it at all, and she came out and crushed it.
Well,
Put herself in contention to win, maybe.
Absolutely. Just more about these stones. They're actually replicas. They were made by Gordon Dinnie. He commissioned these stones, so they weigh pretty much close to what the actual Dinnie stones. So that little plaque is just an explanation of that. So I remember when he was talking about doing it, and he finally did it. But he's been great enough to, he's passed on and gave these stones. But David Webster found the original Dinnie stones in the River Dee. Without David, we wouldn't be doing this event because it would have just been lost to time. Yep. And all the other stones with rings that we see all over the place now, I've got some of them. Everybody's got them, and a lot of people have them. And without that, we wouldn't have had this.
Well, a lot of people don't know about David Webster. A lot of these things that people are doing today is because of David Webster.
Yes.
Mateusz Kieliszkowski is going to be up next. His Novikov's official score, 13 feet 3 inches. Kieliszkowski with 12 points, 6 plates overall. He's got some momentum. He had a third place to close out the day yesterday in the timber carry. He's only 3 points out of a spot on the podium right now.
I've got a feeling we're going to see something here.
Well, he was unhappy with that run up the ramp.
Oh, yeah.
He was not happy. It was tilting a little bit too forward to him all the way. So, he as soon as he let it go, you could see he was unhappy with himself.
Right.
Well, Mateusz is an athlete. He can win the event. But if he thought he went a fraction faster, a second faster, he'd still be upset, So he's one it's very hard on himself because he knows what he can do, and if he doesn't put that performance out, he's very, very upset with himself. So he's going to come in today.
He's done his homework. He's got a hook grip.
He's got 10 career event wins.
You have to toughen your thumbs
Classic, does Mateusz.
I'm sorry.
No problem. But we were talking about this is a guy who can win events. This is certainly one that is within reach for him. And
there we go.
He's off to a good start.
Get moving.
Keep that balance.
Come on, Taz. We need this. Keep moving. Keep moving.
That's it. Keep it moving. Keep it moving. You got it. Right there. Yeah. Right there. Stay right there.
Keep moving.
Right there. Oh, it's 20 feet already. That's a big, big number.
That's his first
Come
drop.
on.
He's been really careful not taking big steps.
Yeah, little choppy steps. Try not to upset those stones too much.
Yep.
And here goes Mateusz again, the Polish Titan, back to work.
Here he comes.
Good.
And that's going to do it, but he will be the leader.
Wow.
Through 4 athletes.
That's actually close to the all-time record with the replicas. Just over 30 feet. Kevin Ferris, 33 feet. Amazing.
And he still looks unhappy with it.
Yeah.
No, he's not happy with it.
That I think was grip. The way his one leg buckled. He told me earlier that he had a glute that was bothering him last year, and it felt good coming in, but he aggravated it yesterday on deadlift.
Yeah.
So I think when that one leg buckled, I think that's probably what changed it.
Yeah, he's feeling it like in his hip. And,
Yeah, kind of like that sciatic.
Still a very good mark.
Right around 32 feet. We'll have to wait for the official measure here.
And one thing that's fun about this show as well is there's no one athlete running away with it and winning every event.
Well, the different events that we have, it favors some athletes and some not, and this and that, and back and forth. It makes it interesting.
Oh, absolutely.
Like we just saw with the women, that shake-up in points. The top women that we're looking at going in finished at the back of that event.
Right. But also, I think today you've got to really have your mind around, kind of a historical component behind these things. They're, these stones and then the Apollon's axle and then stone is, natural stone lifting itself. Really keeping the roots of strongman and strength in focus.
Well, I like
31 feet 11 inches is the official measurement for Mateusz.
Oh, those referees are just bad people. Let's give them the edge. Come on. I'll go talk to those guys. Come on.
I think that could be a good mark.
I'm always for the athlete. Okay, Martins has got. He's going to go into dragon gear.
Yeah.
Well, Litzis is tied with Mateusz in points with 12.
And he's another athlete that's upset with his performance yesterday. He felt that he should have had that deadlift. Maybe should have had a little better frame.
Well, we were talking about that deadlift earlier, just off camera. And what did you see from that made you think that maybe this wasn't the best way for him to approach that event?
It was a little different than what we've seen in the past from him. He spent a lot of time down in position. Especially when you're big, you can't spend that much time down in position. You got to, strap in, tighten, and go. That more time you just spent down there, bent over. I think that really would affect it when you get into those big lifts like that.
I kind of get what he's trying to do. He's kind of trying to focus and get it, but
I understand it, yeah.
But I think your body sees up on you a little bit when you stay down like that.
Yeah, the back starts tightening up, and it's just. I get it. What he's trying to do with the breathing and whatnot, but I just don't know that it's most efficient for a heavy deadlift.
And here goes the dragon.
Oh, Martins, you got to have this. Keep
Come
moving.
on, Martins. That's it.
There you go. Find that stride.
Keep moving up.
There you go.
Oh, wow.
Well, still, this is the third best result we've seen so far from Martins. As far as now, that's the second drop, and that'll do it. But again, 10
Amazing.
feet. We'll have to wait for the official measurement, but it's a top 3 result right now.
Well, I've seen Martins come back after 2 years off and win the Rogue Invitational.
Yeah.
I must say, Hafthor has kind of shocked me on his performance so far.
He's come back in top shape so far, what we've seen.
Absolutely, and
the way his deadlift looks, it's very impressive.
Well, that was plenty in the tank there.
Oh, he had much more.
And that running up that ramp, that's actually the first time he ever finished that run.
Wow.
Yeah, and he did it in a really strong time.
Yeah.
So he took his worst event and kind of shoved himself right in there.
Yeah. But I
I
know from my own experience, when my deadlift was at its strongest, I was good at everything. When the deadlift strength was that good, then everything felt easy.
Yeah.
So, waiting on Martins' official score here, and Bobby Thompson will be the next man out.
Big deadlifter. Let's see how his grip and his back does for him on this event.
He definitely has the back strength for it. Obviously, with his deadlift, his weak link is going to be his grip.
Yeah, well, he's a good overhead lifter. He's a good deadlifter.
Strong shoulders.
Yeah, he's good at a lot of things.
Yeah. Just seems to be his grip has been his Achilles. When it comes to the farmers and frame carries and stuff like that, I don't think we've seen him on Dinnie's yet.
Mateusz wasn't happy with 31.11. That's a big number.
It is.
With these stones, that's a big number.
I remember at the Invitational how unhappy Mateusz was with that pull.
And he won the event, right?
And he was so upset with himself. And he won it.
Yeah. He's a perfectionist.
Mateusz Kieliszkowski and Martins Licis will be paying close attention to this because they're the two men immediately behind
Come on,
Thompson.
Bobby,
for the
let's
overall
go.
Come on,
standings.
Bobby.
Keep moving. Keep moving.
That's it. Keep moving.
There you go. Fight through it.
That's it. Oh, he's sliding up.
You got to fight through that pain.
Yeah.
He wants that 10-foot mark. That's the big one.
Mental
Oh,
toughness
come on
comes
now.
in.
Pick him back up. He picked him up so easily.
Well, he's close, really close
Oh,
to Martins. And now he, maybe with that last effort, is going to pass it.
that was it. I mean, all that calculating in his head with 730 pounds in your hands. That's like its own event.
Well, like we saw with the women, there's advantage starting to go towards the latter part of this. You've got those markers. You know where you need to be to end up in points.
Right.
Well, so far things are looking good for Kieliszkowski and Alexei Novikov.
I can guarantee if we went back 25 years, Magnus would know exactly going out where he needed to go for points to put out just enough effort to go in the next event, right?
I need 21 feet 1 inch.
Yeah,
You would
well,
know exactly.
Something like that. It's, to me, it was kind of like playing chess. So you would, go into an event, this is what I need to do. So you're not necessarily aiming for winning an event,
Right.
but aiming for second or third in the event. A win would be a bonus.
Yeah.
That's how I would try to attack it all the time, and it worked out.
Yeah.
In your
Obviously
career,
paid
you
off.
would beat a lot of people with your mind. You did.
Yeah.
You knew the events. You'd figure them out.
Yeah.
And then you'd have to make rules because you would do something that was different. You can't do that. A Magnus rule, a Magnus rule, and a Magnus rule.
Well, as we
Am I
talk now
wrong?
about how consistent Hooper is and good at figuring out events,
Yeah.
you were doing it 25 years ago.
Yeah.
30 years ago,
Yeah.
over 30 years ago.
Well, Hooper is, he's a hell of an athlete.
Yeah, no, he's a great athlete.
Seriously is. And so is Thor.
Yeah.
Whatever
So-
he's done, he goes from disco to boxing or whatnot. He's an athlete.
Yeah.
No doubt about that.
So Tom has lifted the actual Dinnie stones, and very convincingly. He lifted them and then kind of did a pirouette with them. And so I think
I think Tom should be good at this.
he should be very good at this. I got a feeling we're going to see something.
Well, Tom Stoltman, 4th place overall with Bobby Thompson. 2
And
points
being
back
from
at
Scotland,
Singleton.
he's got to be good at this, right? I mean,
preferred.
Yes.
come on, Tom.
Very nice.
There you go, Tom.
Come
you
on,
need
keep
this.
looking good
Keep it
for
going.
Tom Stoltman.
Don't drop it. Don't drop it. Hold it. Hold it. Steady him.
You're good pace.
Steady
Come
him.
on.
Make him steady. Make him steady.
You're good pace.
Make him
Listen to
steady.
the
Keep
crowd
going.
get behind Tom
Oh,
Stoltman. Now
oh.
he's got to get these things situated to pick him back up in 10
He's at 30
seconds.
feet. Oh, wow. Come on.
Come on, Tom.
Come on.
He
Get him
almost
back up.
dropped it earlier and it saved
Oh.
it.
Oh,
I thought for sure.
wow.
Yeah, he was going down way before that.
Well, right now, Stoltman is in 2nd place. The Mitch Hooper and Hafthor Bjornsson have their work cut out for them,
Wow.
as does Evan Singleton, because Evan Singleton is the guy who's trying to hold back everybody from that final spot on the podium, and this was impressive from Tom Stoltman.
That's a big number, too.
It only looks like, he kind of loses the stones a little bit in front of him.
Yeah.
So he kind of starts, you see
You
that?
see
He
where his
starts
shoulders
chasing,
are
starts
there.
chasing
yeah.
him.
Yeah.
Just so strong.
I
And he
thought for
just-
sure he was going down for that, and the way he recovered was pretty incredible.
Well, 2-time world's strongest man.
Oh,
And he's got that big, durable body, too. He's
strong,
perfect for
big,
this
long
event.
arms,
Oh,
good hand.
He's got the whole package.
Yeah.
Now 3 men remain, and they are our top 3 in the overall standings as Evan Singleton, the T-Rex, set to come out next is Stoltman, 30 feet, 10 inches.
That's a big, big number.
Big number.
That is going to help Tom. He could wind up, depending on what Evan Singleton does, inside the top 3 here.
He slides himself right back up into it, no question. But look who's on the top, Mateusz.
Yeah.
I mean, he just got that gear and that gear and that gear. And this is the one event that he really didn't know. And the rest of the events just he'll be good in the axle and then great on the
Now we know the other ones. There's another crowd favorite, gets excited, gets the crowd going,
Well,
feeds off that.
In case you're wondering, he is not going to receive a slap in the back before this event.
No?
We saw that a couple
I
times
was-
yesterday.
I
So
was looking
that's
forward to the slap.
Magnus, what was the craziest thing you would do to get fired up?
It would just come from my concentration for the event. But I wouldn't really start concentrating unless just before. Well, because I've seen guys waste their energy trying to be focused for days before or whatever, and when it came to it, they were out of energy. And I would just like been joking around, and then like, okay, it's time to go. Boom.
You always looked like you had that internal dial. You could just start cranking when you needed it.
Here goes Evan Singleton. Didn't have much trouble breaking those things off the ground. He is moving well.
Just moving.
He's trying to go fast.
Go, Evan.
He's grinding points.
Yeah.
Keep it going.
Moving.
Keep going.
Moving.
Oh.
Get back up. Let's go. Finish this. Come on.
Asking the crowd to get behind him.
We need the points.
The T-Rex is off again, and that's going to do it for Evan Singleton.
Wow.
And right now, we're going to have to wait. That's going to be really close to Stoltman.
That's close.
Wow. Good job.
But the pressure was on Evan Singleton, and he delivers with that effort.
He managed to walk pretty fast with us, actually.
Really fast pace.
Really well.
Really fast pace, yeah.
Great job. He did himself a huge favor by doing that. He's not letting the other guys get, too far ahead of him.
No, he wants it. He wants to be in the running for the top places.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah. He wants those podium spots. Wants to prove himself.
And when you have guys like Tom Stoltman, Bobby Thompson, Mateusz Kieliszkowski, Alexei Novikov, you're all breathing down your neck, and to come out and deliver here, that's big.
It makes it
for
count.
Evan Singleton.
That was a great effort. He came out really strong, and he kind of kept the balance. I thought he was going to come out a little fast, but sometimes he's really fired up, but he did a good job of holding back just a little bit, but keeping his feet moving. Right in the middle.
Well, Evan Singleton knows a little bit about showmanship. I mean, he did used to be a WWE superstar. He has spent some time in the ring. He knows how to perform for a crowd. He has certainly done that here.
He definitely does that.
Yeah, use that crowd to his advantage. They're loving it.
Well, two men remain, Mitch Hooper and Hafthor Bjornsson. And that's the battle for the top spot in the overall standings, separating by just 1 point. So Singleton, 34 feet 10 inches.
Wow.
No
kidding. That's
big.
He's
what
put a mark there.
Yeah.
That was it. That was a huge mark.
Yeah, he just set himself up really well.
Clutch performance from Evan Singleton right there.
Hold on to that podium spot.
I mean, the anticipation now for these next two athletes to come out and do this event is, you can feel it.
Well, Singleton is 5 points back of Hooper for second.
Well, with the performances we've just seen, the next two cannot fumble.
Absolutely not.
No.
The good thing is to come out later is, at least you know your mark. You know what to aim for.
Yep.
But when I had to sometimes go first out in something, I just tried to make a mark for anybody else. So usually that would make me try even harder.
Right.
Yeah.
So make an unbeatable mark.
Well, sometimes you set something so big, then everybody's trying so hard. I remember one year on the frame carry, I set a fast time, and I was first out, and everybody was running too fast, trying to beat it.
Yeah.
And they were fumbling.
Yep.
Okay, so Mitchell has held these stones before for 39 seconds, and so that's going to give him a huge advantage.
I would expect a good
hanging on
carry
to
here
him.
from Mitchell.
He's probably going to, he's telling himself 40 feet.
Yeah, he knows what he has
Look
to
at
have.
that. Hold it. Don't let it out of your grip. There you go. Keep moving. Keep
still
moving your
fighting
feet. Keep moving. Keep
Right to that
moving.
wobble.
Wow.
Well, Hooper's already past the 30-foot mark, and now
Here he
closing in
goes.
on Singleton. And
Oh,
Mitch
he has
Hooper
it.
looking at the crowd as he is taking the lead here.
Yes.
The moose is loose.
Oh. See, there you go, 40 feet.
And he's done, and Mitch Hooper throwing down the gauntlet as we have one athlete remaining, and it's Hafthor Bjornsson.
I mean, is there anything he's not good at? That's unbelievable.
Nah, he
a 2-week-old daughter at home. And when I left, I told my wife I'm not coming to come in second.
Well, there you have it.
It's not bragging if you can back it up, I guess, right?
No.
And he only dropped him one time. He could have picked those things back up again. That's
He
the
could
scary
have.
part. 40 feet unbroken.
Well,
Now,
he knew he would be the worst he's going to be once he passed that mark was second.
Yeah.
And so again, he's not letting people pass him.
no,
I love
but,
the look to the crowd right there. Right?
you know, in his shoes, I would have picked it up, at least try to get another foot or so, because you still have Hathor to go.
That's the thing.
Yeah.
The guy who's still yet to come has the
And-
potential to beat that.
Especially when
Yes.
you're trying to catch him.
Yeah.
You want the point on him, you
Yeah.
know?
And Hafthor's got that, that mark that he knows he can go to.
Yeah. So that could come back to hurt him later.
It could.
You know?
It really
41
could.
feet 4 inches officially for Mitch
Now that
Hooper.
Hafthor has that mark.
And these events, it's not just staying 1 point within the guy because these are cumulative points. So now if Hafthor came out and won the event, it's another. He's got a 2-point advantage.
Well, let's
Yep.
keep in
A little
mind, too,
more
what's coming up with Apollon's wheels, and it could be that Hooper's so confident in his ability in that
Maybe so. He's just saving his energy for that.
Yeah.
He knows it's a long haul, and he just said in his head, I need to be at least second place here.
Yep.
But that was a massive mark, so
We will see it here soon.
absolutely.
here is the former 3-time Arnold champion, Hathor Bjornsson, finished first in the
Yep.
elephant bar deadlift, 1,006 pounds there,
He knows what he has to do here.
456 kilos, and then he took second in the timber carry, and now needs to at least get past Singleton.
Come on, Hafthor.
Let's go. Let's see it.
It looks like is he hooked? Yeah, it looks like he's hooking. Okay.
He's
done
preparing
his
for this,
homework.
obviously.
Here goes Hathor
There you go.
Bjornsson.
Let's see it. A good stride.
That's it.
Keep
Come on
moving.
now. Keep going. Keep going.
Keep
Keep
moving.
going. Move.
Good pace.
Move.
Good
Good
pace.
pace. Keep moving up. Keep moving up. Keep coming. Keep coming.
He's already
got that
past
mark to
20
go
feet.
for.
Keep moving.
Yes, he's
Keep
looking
moving.
strong. Do not put those down.
now they're down
Now
for
get them
Hathor.
up. Get them back up. Get them back up.
30 feet right now for Bjornsson. If he can get 4 more feet here, he'll be in good shape. And that's going to do it. So now Mitch Hooper
Wow.
looks to be the overall leader. We
Yes.
have to wait for the official measurements, but Mitch Hooper at 41 feet 4 inches, his second straight win for Hooper, the second of his career here at the Arnold, and now Hathor looks to remain in second place. A lot needs to be sorted out here, but it's going to be a lot closer between him and Singleton for second.
So that would give him a 3. That's 3 points. Oof. That's
gonna be
massive.
Big going in Axel.
Got off to a really good start at Hathor Bjornsson.
He really did a great job. He's got that great grip, great deadlift strength. He's just a little bit ahead of himself and put a drop. Because once those stones start rocking, it's really hard to keep them back.
Yeah, because when he tried to hurry a little bit in the end, you could see his grip was going. So he's trying to get a little more
Yes.
distance.
Get that little extra.
Unbelievable. But he did a great effort, and he didn't completely bonk on the event. So it's not like it was a
No.
terrible, disaster. Maybe, like 3 or 4 more feet would have just put him right up in there, but
Yep.
it did not allow
If that's his
them to
worst
get too
event,
far.
he's still fine.
Yeah.
This
Wow,
is the
Mitchell.
winning effort for Mitch Hooper, 41 feet 4 inches.
He's focused. He knows where he's got to go. He's hanging on, and then he looks at the crowd. Oh, come on, Mitch. That is amazing. Wow.
Another event win for Mitch Hooper, and look out, because last year this guy won the championship without winning a single event. He's won 2 of 3 so far.
Yeah. Well,
Here's something else.
It's gonna be
and
tough
he's
to
still
beat.
got the axle to come,
Yeah.
and he's really super confident in that. He's feeling himself in the driver's seat.
Well, let's take a look at the event results, as this is going to make things a lot more interesting on top of the overall standings, as Mitch Hooper with the event win. Hathor Bjornsson, well, now this is big. If that holds, they could be tied in points atop the overall
Boom.
standings. So
Wow.
Hathor just ahead of Evan Singleton, and that's
Wow.
big for Hathor. So
That
Singleton,
is huge.
That is big.
again, unofficial, Singleton finishing in 3rd place. Mateusz Kieliszkowski is going to leap up the overall standings, as are Stoltman and Novikov. So we could have a tie if this holds again atop the overall standings for the men. Two events
that's
remaining.
big.
Wow.
That's
Buckle
big.
up.
Rick. That's
Here we
right.
go.
So we're going in the axle tied.
Yeah.
Wow. That's
Hey.
putting it down. Mono
Yeah.
y mono. Let's see what happens.
All right, well, we have 2 events remaining. Magnus, thanks so much for being here. I always enjoy talking to you and enjoy the insight.
Thank you.
Enjoy the rest of the competition. And we're going to take a quick break, but when we return, action continues as the women are back out to continue their competition, here at the Arnold Strongwoman Classic.